My contractors were recently up on the roof at one of my properties. What were they doing? Preventative maintenance. They were cleaning out gutters. And one of the things they're trained to do while at the property is to look for issues. And they were up on the roof, and what they found actually ended up saving me a lot of time, effort, energy, and most importantly, money. My name is Chatto, and I've been a landlord for 25 years. And in this video, I'm going to show you the photos, tell you what the estimates came in at, and explain to you why I train every single one of my contractors to do this. So here's the deal. It was fall of 2025, and we were a little bit behind, but we did have to get to the gutters. We have to wait for all the leaves to fall. We want to make sure we get the gutters cleared out. It's preventative maintenance that needs to get done. We don't want our tenants out there on ladders. We don't want them climbing up there and doing it. So we handle it. That's one of the things we do. And we're there. We're already up on the roof. Well, one of my contractors up there looking at the roof, and he notices that the roof is definitely at the end of its life. So they flag it. They reach out to us and say, hey, this roof, probably towards the end of its life. You better get it handled. And of course, winter's coming, right? It got cold fast. It started snowing fast. We had a hard winter. And luckily, the roof survived the winter. But that being said, as soon as the weather broke this spring, we knew it was coming. So the weather broke. We're like, okay, we got to get back up there and check this out. So my contractor went over there, I believe just a couple days ago, Monday, and he evaluated the roof. And he's like, bro, this roof is done. It is toast. He took some pictures. I'll show you the pictures here, here, and here. But yeah, so he took pictures, and this roof just needed a complete replacement. It wasn't even a repair that was needed. While he was there, he checked with the tenants. We confirmed that there were no active leaks yet. And the key word is yet. So luckily there were no active leaks, but eventually we would have gotten when you look at the pictures of the roof, like it needed to be replaced. And luckily we had it on our radar so that we're able to get it replaced before a leak actually came to fruition. So if you think about it, the roof starts leaking, what happens? Water gets in. When water gets into your property, it causes nothing but issues, right? You can have drywall damage, you can have ceiling repairs, possibly can get into flooring, and you have flooring repairs. It can easily add another $5,000 to $10,000 if you let a leak get away from itself, even more. But at the end of the day, if a leak really goes for a while, you can even get into a situation with mold and remediation. But that being said, usually tenants call and they complain, hey, the roof's leaking. Now the issue is, once the roof's leaking, you're now reacting. Like all of a sudden, you need to run out there, you need to figure out why it's leaking. Oh my gosh, it's the roof. We have to replace the roof. And at the same time, right, there's damage inside the property now, and even like potential property damage to the tenant's property, right, because the water leaked in. And of course, I'm just going to take this as a point worth making, that's one of the reasons we absolutely require our tenants to have renter's insurance, because if anything happens to their belongings, it's covered. It's not on us, right? Our insurance doesn't cover their stuff. So that's one of the reasons we always make sure they get renter's insurance, right? So those kind of things would be covered. That being said, because we caught this, well, this roof is actually going to cost us $7,500. Okay, cool. But now $7,500 on our schedule with our timing, and right, there's no interruption for the tenant, right? That I mean, they got to get the roof done, but like we're not in their house repairing sheetrock and making dust and doing all this other stuff, right? So the it's easier on the tenant, and we could potentially save $5,000 to $10,000 in repairs if a leak showed up, and we're not doing it like urgently. We're doing it quickly, but on our timeline. So again, take a look at the pictures, and I'm just glad that we were able to get this done, because it's going to end up saving us headaches, and it's going to save us money. And here's the piece of it, right? It really wasn't luck. It is in how we train the team, right? There's a context that we put out there, and my contractors aren't just workers; they're part of the team. We're not just saying, "Hey, go here and do this." They're trained, like when they're there, pay attention, look at things. If they see something that's an issue, let us know. Right? We probably want to get it handled. We don't want issues at our property. If you run a good property, right? You're more likely to have tenants that want to stay, tenants that want to live there. How often do you hear about landlords that don't fix anything, right? You need to run your property like a business, and you need to take care of stuff. So the rule is, right, when you're at a property, you're not just there for one thing. That's what we tell our contractors. You're not just there to do to quickly go and fix this lock. When you're there, take a look, check a couple other things that are going on, and keep an eye out for issues. Look at the roof, look at the gutters, foundation, windows, anything that looks off. If you see something, say something. That's the culture that we try to put into place. And they don't necessarily have to fix it right now or even diagnose it, but if they flag it and let us know, we can get it on our radar and get it handled. This roof, catching that this roof needed and was at the end of its life, right? That came through us paying attention during preventative maintenance of gutter cleaning. That one visit saved us from all the other things that come along with a roof that starts leaking. And he was right, it was at the end of his life. This was probably the last winter for this roof. And like by next winter, it probably would have been all done. So this is why I find it so important to do regular property walkthrough visits. And I actually have a checklist I put together in order, for you to have with you when you go on property visits. So that being said, there's two types of landlords. One type of landlord who finds problems and one who gets called about problems, right? You have the proactive versus the reactive landlord. And when you're in a reactive mode, it's always more expensive. You're in emergency mode, the tenants are upset, and you're scrambling to get your contractors out there, right? They need to now drop whatever they're doing and go and handle your emergency, and especially when it's something you could have prevented. Proactive maintenance, you control the timeline, you get multiple quotes, and you can choose when it happens, right? So in this example, this roof is costing us $7,500 on our schedule versus potentially double if we were reacting to it. The same roof replacement plus interior repairs and scrambling for a contractor is just a headache we don't want. The best maintenance call is the one that your tenant never has to make. It's a context shift, right? It's not just a checklist. Your vendors, your team, everyone around you should be looking out for preventative maintenance issues. It goes a long way. So that being said, paying attention and putting that context into place is phenomenal. That one habit, teaching your contractors to pay attention, saves money and, more importantly, sanity. So, in order to help you guys, one of the things I did was I created a PDF checklist, which you can actually just go to chatwithchatto.com, click the little button and download it. It's yours. Have it. And what I do is I have this checklist and I keep it with me so that whenever I go to a property, if I go through that checklist, it's going to prevent me from having to go back there again because I'm not going to miss anything. It's going to give me preventative maintenance that can be done, right? It's going to keep maintenance issues from happening. And also, right, it's also going to prevent service calls, right? Sometimes something simple that I do while I'm there is going to prevent a service call later on. Funny enough, one of the smaller things, it seems every single every single tenant, for some reason, their handle is loose on their front door. Why? I don't know. It's funny. I was at a friend's house just the other day, and he is a tenant, and I'm going in. I'm like, bro, why is your door? You don't have a Phillips screwdriver to tighten this? I'm like, what is it with these tenants? Anyway, that being said, go download the PDF checklist because it's phenomenal. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. This is one of my shorter videos. I'm only 8-9 minutes into it, but I want you to keep in mind that I'm more than willing to have a chat with Chatto with you. I'd love to talk to you. If you'd like, go to my website also, the same place, chatwithchatto.com, and you can book a call with me. I'd love to talk to you and help you figure out how to solidify your retirement with real estate. I've personally seen the benefits of it, and I just want to share it with everybody. So that being said, hopefully this video is of value. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and like and comment, and more importantly, comment. Like, subscribe, and comment below, and I look forward to catching you on the next episode of Chat with Chatto.